Welcome to episode 86 of DYWTSB. As always, I've got Queen with me tonight.
Hey, how are you, everyone?
Hey, dickhead. I'm here too.
We have a returning Pops, dickhead. You missed last week.
I'm allowed to take a day off here and there. Show was better without me anyway. Highest downloaded episode in all of last week.
That's because we had Mr. Colin West in the building, dropping all that knowledge synergy wrestling, honey. If you haven't heard that episode, go back. There's some reveals up in here. So
all right,
did
what are we
you
going to
guys
talk
watch
about?
anything fun this week, or what?
The first half of TLC was pretty fun. How about you,
I think
Queenie?
so too, actually. That was fun. AEW was kind of fun. The past weekend of wrestling was fun.
Well, before we get too far, how was your SmackDown last week there, Pops?
It was great. I got to see The Fiend live,
That's awesome.
so I've now been a Firefly for Bray and The Fiend. Super. I could just die and go to wrestling heaven now.
Awesome.
I enjoyed TLC.
Are you looking for the newest and hottest in the world of pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 6,000 hours of the best events from over 150 of your favorite promotions from 20 different countries around the globe. Brands like Progress Wrestling, Evolve Wrestling, Combat Zone, Defy, PCW Ultra, PWX, Over the Top, Shine, and hundreds of others with fresh content added every day for only $5.99 per month. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
So,
Minus 2 matches.
what were everybody's highs for TLC?
I actually enjoyed Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo on the pre-show. I actually thought it was an excellent match. So that was kind of surprising. I actually went back to watch it because I didn't watch the pre-show, but everyone said it was really good, and it was. I basically really enjoyed the first half of the card. Alistair versus Buddy Murphy was great. The New Day versus the Revival was great. Man, I mean, I don't know. I guess the thing I really liked or was really curious about how they were going to do it was Bray coming out to wrestle as Mr. Rogers Bray and not coming out as The Fiend. I was very interested to see how that was going to be portrayed. And I wasn't disappointed with that. But there was definitely stuff I didn't like, but I would say those would be the top. What about you?
I definitely liked the Humberto Carrillo and Andrade match. It was the way I equate that is that give me that match in place of the New Day pre-show matches. And I'm all good. I will always watch the pre-show match.
Yeah.
Because there was last year, there was a string of Usos versus New Day always on the damn pre-show that always knocked it out of the park. That's what this is for me. I also enjoyed New Day versus the Revival, Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy. For me, it over-delivered a little bit, but I really enjoyed it. Because I didn't know how high they could get, those two guys could get it. But I got really hyped for that match. And Funhouse Bray coming out was really interesting. How about you, Pops?
Well, I too liked Funhouse Bray because I think it was about time that we see Bray. And I don't know. I really enjoyed the main event of the evening too. Charlotte and Becky versus the Kabuki Warriors. I really enjoyed that until about the time that Kyrie knocked herself out. But she's a fucking stud. She kept going. Those were my two highs.
And how about the lows of the evening?
Really didn't like the ending to OC versus the War Raiders. Didn't like that at all. Corbin versus Roman Reigns. Didn't like that at all. And anything with Piss Break. I wasn't present. I watched an episode of a new show that I've been watching and came back to it when it was over.
That's awesome.
So there was that. Yeah, and the thing that I'll say about the Kabuki Warriors match with Charlotte and Becky, I thought there were some really good spots. I felt like Kyrie and Asuka went kind of anime heelish, and just kind of did that sort of vibe, which was really fun and different for the WWE audience. But I actually thought that there were so many more spots that looked very dangerous and looked very sloppy and had me very concerned. And obviously Kyrie got hurt, and that was crazy, and I felt terrible for her. I'm really glad to see, you know, when you look back at the replay of that, you can see Becky, you know, kind of talking with her about it, making sure that she's all right. But, you know, there just seemed to be a lot of really dangerous things for no reason, and that I did not like at all. What about you?
My lows were Corbin versus Roman, because the feud's extended because they're not going to let Roman lose that feud. There's just no way. Bobby the Piss Break Lashley beating Rusev. So that's going to continue, because why would they let Rusev just go out like that? And to Kabuki Warriors, while I thought the first probably like half of the match was good, they probably could have ended it at like 20, 21 minutes, and it would have been a better match. But I think they tried doing too much, but I enjoyed the majority of the spots. How about you, Pops?
Well, I didn't enjoy the whole OC and Raiders ending, because why the fuck are we ending it on a count out on a pay-per-view? I mean, that's not what pay-per-views are for. Mm-hmm. It's not like this is a long extended feud either. It was like these guys are here, so we're going to throw them in a match type thing. That got to me. I thought Roman and Corbin was just a clusterfuck from like the jump. The only thing that I enjoyed was that Roman did not win the match, because I was expecting him to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not going to mention the other bullshit, because I literally went and smoked a cigarette because I didn't want to watch this shit. So.
The other thing too, to your point about the War Raiders, Viking Raiders, whatever you want to call them, versus the OC. You know, this is your last pay-per-view of 2019, and you're going to go out showing that? Like, give us something to look forward to for tag team wrestling in your program for 2020. I just like, come on, like, why? You gave us such a nice one with New Day and a revival. Why are you giving us this BS on a pay-per-view? Come on. Save that silliness for, like, the Christmas show where they go through a KFC table. Like, why? Why is this on a pay-per-view? It just started the downward trend on the pay-per-view, at least for me.
Well, to add to that, too, I didn't understand why people were even eating KFC ringside. Like, look, we all say a lot of shit about Vince, but he's never been that sponsor-driven that he's done some stupid shit like that. Mm-hmm. To me, it was hokey as hell, and it was a completely expected spot. So, I mean, give me some kind of something. But then, you know, I think that's what Charlotte and Becky and Asuka and Kyrie were going for. They were giving us something to remember going into the new year. Yeah, I can say that there was a lot of dangerous spots. I don't know if I can say they're unnecessary, because if they were men doing it, I don't know if I would. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if I would. So I don't know if I can say that they were unnecessary. I thought some things were cool. You know, obviously some things were hokey. I thought tying Becky to the ladder was hokey, but the rope ended up playing a part later on, so that made it so. As far as everything that went on that night, that's the only thing I really remember is that match. The rest of it I've already forgotten about. So that's just my take on it.
How about the highs for Monday Night Raw?
I'm a little surprised that I actually kind of liked this show, minus a couple of things. The wrestling, anyway. I will say it's nice that Rollins is a heel again. I'm glad we're over the babyface bullshit. Very happy about that. However, everyone's going over this promo that he did. I'll get to that part later. It's just nice the character anyway. It's like this like a misguided hero, right? Like, you know, he's not like, he doesn't see himself as a bad guy, right?
I sacrifice everything for you people, but you guys don't.
Right. Exactly. You guys don't even care, you know, whatever. So it's like that kind of vibe. It's interesting to see him with AOP. But my real highs, I would say, go to the gauntlet match, even though I don't really know what the point of it was, but I thought it was excellent wrestling. So that was one of my highs. I thought the second promo of Rollins coming to Mysterio was actually really great. It's continuity. We've asked for it. we're getting it. So at least that's happening. So I'll deal with that. And the debut of Deonna Purrazzo. That was awesome. I watched her come out and I was like, oh my God, yes! So excited to see her. I'm hoping this means we'll see a lot more of her in NXT. I really liked her match with Asuka.
I also really enjoyed the gauntlet match, although unfortunately it's apparently an hour of TV that sure we enjoyed but led to nothing, because it's going to be Ray versus Seth Rollins next week instead of the winner of the gauntlet match. I also enjoyed the majority of Orton versus AJ Styles except for the finish, because they shouldn't have immediately gone back to the screwy RKO. It just made AJ look dumb, but before that it was great. And I also enjoy heel promo Seth. How about you, Pops?
I guess, I don't know. What did I like? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, just goofy little things I liked, other than, obviously, the gauntlet match. I don't even mind how it ended, because I think we're going to get a better story out of it, but little things that I liked that stood out to me, like Rowan almost killed that kid when he gave him that crossbody outside. That was crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, holy shit, I think that guy's dead. Luckily he wasn't. Liv Morgan is back on my screen in some fashion. I like that. But the one thing that the two things I really enjoyed about Raw were Becky's promo, because I think we're finally getting back to Becky. And two, I'm just going to repeat what Queen's been saying for the last 6 months. 2019 is wild. Samoa Joe is right now my favorite motherfucking announcer.
Yep.
Yes.
Why? What? He's not only my favorite killer in the ring, but he is showing the world what an announcer should be right now.
Yep.
He's killing it. He's killing it.
It's I almost don't want him to go back to the ring, because we're going to get that other guy back that Lesnar destroyed.
Yeah, he's excellent on commentary.
Yeah. I mean, the way he breaks things down, he broke down AOP, finally somebody explained them to the world how they should be explained.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, the little things, I really enjoyed all of the wrestling that we got in the gauntlet match, but it was the little things, I guess, that kept me entertained on Monday.
And how about the lows from Monday there, Queenie?
Well, this piss break Lana shit is just not going away, you guys. I cannot. And for Christmas, I'm taking my little brother to Raw on the 30th live, and I'm going to get to see them get married. I just can't wait to report everything back to you guys.
Poor Queenie.
I will probably leave. Oh, jeez. I just hate this. I hate this so much. It's ridiculous. I also really can't stand Eric Rowan. I'm over him. He needs to go somewhere else. I just can't with this stupid cage and this new jobber for him every week, and this poor kid almost died, like Bob said. Oh man, I didn't like any of that. And anything else I didn't really like. I don't think there was anything else I super didn't care for, other than the fact that the gauntlet match was great and whatever, but I don't understand the purpose. So I'm hoping a storyline's going to come out of it, like Pops has said earlier. But Seth Rollins was just threatening some felony charges up in here, and I was like, excuse me, with this kidnapping, you're not taking me anywhere kicking and screaming. I will murder you. What do you mean? The way he said it was so freaking creepy, and I was just like, boy, if you don't get it together, I can't. But the promo was great. So at least there was that. How about you?
Yeah, the Eric Rowan thing, no, I don't think anybody understands it. If you do, please let me know, because I don't. In my opinion, they released the wrong Bludgeon Brother, but that's just my personal taste. And the Almighty Piss Break and Lana crap. Okay. Did she actually screw up the wording, or was that actually meant to be worded that way?
Who knows? She hasn't been getting her lines right for weeks. Right for weeks. See? She's rubbing off on me now because I can't get my lines straight.
Poor Queenie.
Oh, God. Makes me so mad.
How about you, Pops?
I don't understand why the OC could beat the Raiders on Raw and not the night before. Didn't make any sense to me. I'm still a little pissed off about that. I think, look, outside of the ring, I think Lana is very intelligent. I've heard some of the things that she's like done like out of character. I think she's a very intelligent person, so I really hope that she's like, there's some kind of end game with this, because she can't be that stupid. I don't know, maybe she can, but it's not really a low, but it'll be a low in the future because it's not going to happen. But if there's not a cute little kitten in that cage that Rowan is hanging out with, I'm going to be a little pissed off. Because I feel like it should be like this cute, fluffy little orange kitten with like some stripes, and then he open it up. He's like, yeah. That, like, to me, that would just make it. I don't care who they release. I mean, they should release a lot more people because they ain't doing shit with them. They should let them go and do shit somewhere else. But I don't know. They got to do something, because I thought that TLC was a halfway decent show. And Raw left me feeling like, ugh, that's what you got? Cool.
Really weird. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be something cute. It's probably going to be something grotesque, just to screw with us.
It's going to be stupid, and I don't care.
How about the highs of AEW Dynamite?
Chris Statlander. Oh, my word. The alien, she is our leader. Man, what a 2019 she's had, and watching her go against Britt Baker and go over, lordy, yes. I would have liked this match to have more time, but I'll get to that later. Loved that, and I loved Jungle Boy versus Chris Jericho. Just beautiful showcase, 10 minutes and change. Man, undoubtedly, Jungle Boy got some new fans. He's super agile in the ring, obviously, but it was really, really cool to watch him go with Le Champion. So those are my two highs of AEW.
My big high for this week was definitely Jungle Boy and Chris Jericho, because I didn't really get what Jungle Boy was going after prior to this match, but I think I kind of get it now. And I really enjoyed his babyface fire when we got to see it, and I also liked Chris Statlander going over Britt Baker. It was what we want from AEW, I think. How about you, Pops?
I mean, it's going to be a broken record. I think Jungle Boy knocked it out of the park, and anytime Chris Statlander is on my screen with the right decision is going to be a high for me. I in my head, I kind of think where Queen might go with this, but I think that Chris showed that Britt Baker isn't what people think she is. Mm-hmm. That was a high to me, which is also a low too. I'm very conflicted on that, but I love Chris. I think the whole gimmick is crisp, and it's
refreshing,
weird, and it's sexy, and it's odd, and it's just a whole bunch of like words that probably get me in trouble. But that and Darby Allin on my screen is always going to be high for me, regardless of how I feel about that match. But I'd say Chris would be the number one. She's like one of my favorite follows on Twitter too.
She's awesome.
But before we move on to those, I just want to say real quick, this Chris Statlander, the way they're going with it, proves that you don't necessarily need to talk to get over, because she's said nothing.
But she said so much.
She said a lot.
Yep, she said it all in the ring. It's all in her ring work and her facials.
Right. She said very little things backstage, and that is like it. And that's super cool. What a great point, Mort.
All right, and how about the lows?
I'm gonna start talking like her too, and just those noses.
I say this with all the love in the world, AEW, but y'all need to get your storylines together. Get it together. Cody does not need to be in 7 storylines, or however many he's in. 5. Who's he feuding with? And
everybody.
Why? Couldn't tell you.
It's like who is he not
feuding with? MJF. Darby Allin's getting a rematch. I mean, great, but like, okay. And the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny, because fuck, why not? It's way too much going on. You need to streamline that shit. Give them something else to do. Also, don't debut this new faction and just to have Cody beat them in 2 weeks. Fuck
Thank
that.
you.
Absolutely wrong choice.
Yep.
Hate that. Why do you do this? This is the shit that I hate about WWE. Don't do this here because it's going to piss me off. So, I'm getting like upset. Anyway, hated that. Also, here's another thing. This Dark Order shit, in the ring, they're not over. They're the least exciting tag team in AEW. If it were me, I'd get rid of them. The only thing that's been saving them has been their vignettes, which have been creative and innovative, cult-like, and it's gotten people's attention, and people are trying to get people to join the Dark Order. They created a website. This shit is smart. You should have them do this for a while. Build this. Nurture this storyline. The fuck they coming in to a tag team championship match for and ending the show like this? Same thing that I said with Raw. You're gonna with TLC about that's how you're gonna end 2019 as your pay-per-view. I'm saying the same thing to AEW. It felt like this match for the titles, which should have been a huge moment. They're all about tag team wrestling, right? We were showcased that for the first several episodes. This is what you do? Oh, trash ending. Also, don't drop storylines. Jim Ross. Oh, that's another low for me. Anyway, he mentions Hangman Page calling out his absence. Are they going to address it? Or are they going to drop it like Pac kidnapping Nakazawa? Because that just happened and then randomly disappeared. It's too much kitchen. What's the phrase? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Take some stuff out. I'll stop there.
No, I definitely agree with you there, Queenie. How are we supposed to get behind new factions that immediately get beat? The Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny could have been something that I could have really gotten behind, but what's my motivation to continue to get behind them now? Cody and Darby have beaten them 2 weeks in, and I also just continue to parrot Queenie the Dark Order. Why? Again, the vignettes are great. Give me vignettes for 2 or 3 months, and then bring them back into the ring, because then we'll be ready for Dark Order in the ring. But right now, they're not doing anything for anybody.
Right. And real quick, Pops, before you go, I don't know if you're noticing this too, but we have the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. Mm-hmm. You have the Dark Order, and then you have the Nightmare Collective, which all feel very similar to me.
Yep.
Brady's over there having Awesome Kong cut hair for her witch ceremonies. The Butcher and the Blade just look like a dominatrix scenario. And then you have the Dark Order doing cult stuff. Like, they're all heel factions, which is cool. I love heel factions, don't get me wrong. But, like, it's like so much is happening. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or whatever, but that's a lot of what I'm getting.
I'm definitely getting the same thing. And the only way I think they could salvage this, at least for me, is if some way they can figure out a way to explain it as 3 different wings of the same faction.
Interesting.
That's too much then. I mean, I can see where you're going with that, but that would be...
Oh, it's definitely way too much. But that's the only way.
You have to educate people on that, and that's...
Right, because the MJF's with hired the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny, right? So that's their corner. Mm-hmm. Then you have the inner circle over here. Then you have what's left of the elite. Like, listen, factions are awesome. New Japan does it better than almost anyone other than Stardom. It's really great stuff. But they have to be different, and they have to have purpose. And I feel like some of them are just kind of floating. I don't know what we're doing. Which I understand, and I hate to be so negative about it, and this is the most negative I've ever been. But we're 12 weeks in now, and I just I know in my heart that they'll figure it out in 2020. I really do believe that, but I just got to call a spade a spade.
How about you, Pops?
Okay, well, Quinn covered a lot of what I have to say, but I'm going to start with, okay, I think, personally, that the Lucha Brothers are the best tag team in the world right now, okay? However, you have to have in wrestling, you have to be able to suspend your disbelief when you're watching. And I understand that in this new tag team style, I have to be more accommodating to these setups. But a wrestling match is a fight, right? Mm-hmm. It's a fight between 2 people, 4 people, how many other people? So where in the world would one person ever stand face to face with somebody and wait 30 fucking seconds for that other person to take off his glove and throw it to his partner? Why wouldn't you punch him in the face while he's doing that? Oh, it's irritating. Just have a stupid glove. You don't want to wear your stupid glove. Don't wear your stupid glove. Or if you're going to take it off, slap your opponent with it. Do something cool with it. Don't throw it to your partner so that the stupid-ass crowd can scream, holy shit. Like, shut the fuck up. You're stupid. Like, save that for good shit. Like, Orange Cassidy's kicks. That's the holy shit moment.
That's right.
Somebody throwing his stupid-ass glove. Right. I know. He can break somebody's freaking leg.
Almost killed Pac.
Right.
Almost killed him.
I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I know.
The AEW crowd is like so like, it's like the 90s all over again. They're just conditioned to just do stupid shit because they're on TV. Anyway, so I don't like that. Punch somebody in the face because I'm not going to let you take off your glove without getting punched in the face. That's stupid, okay? Cody, why didn't he get his ass handed to him? Why didn't they take out Darby Allin and then just almost murder Cody and then not even win? I don't care. Just walk out. I mean, duh. It's just whatever. Awesome Kong versus Miranda Alizé. Why? Why is she even wrestling? Just let her collect hair for Brandy's weird fucking fetish. Like, okay, so then we got that, and then we got really good Jericho and Jungle Boy, and then we got really good Chris Statlander proving that Britt Baker should never have been the first person they signed because holy shit. And then SCU versus Bucks, but then the Dark Order comes in and ruins it because they're trying to initiate 2 dudes I don't even freaking ever heard of before. Yay.
Because they were two random
Go week 12, and then to Parrot Queenie, this is how you're going to end your 2019? Good luck in the ratings in 2020 doing this shit, dumbass. God. Oh, and here's the other thing I'm going to say, just because I'm on it. So, I understand that Omega and Cody and the Bucks are VPs, but they're also the face of the company. If they don't start getting some damn wins, they're not even going to be the best in the minor leagues. Like, because, Jesus. And I guess Cody's winning. Cody gets really good 50-50 booking, but if Omega's not the champion by June, I give up.
I riot. I'm rioting, goddammit. Yes, I'm serious too.
Look, here's the thing.
Chasing in that February fucking pay-per-view.
Right. Oh, and here's the other thing too. Let me ask you guys this because I wasn't around for a week, so I had a lot of time to think. So I don't have an opportunity to watch AEW Dark. Apparently I should because everyone says it's phenomenal. But is Sonny Kiss featured on Dark, or did he just have like a little couple spots with Dustin? Like, because where's he?
He had a match last week.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. But why isn't he being featured on television?
Don't know.
No clue.
I know he just said that he was in school and he did an exam today. So perhaps his schedule has something to do with it. I'm not sure. If that's accurate, don't quote me. I have no idea. I just happened to see that today.
That's great. But you know what? They have the easiest wrestling schedule on the face of the earth. They wrestle 1 day a week, unless they take bookings outside of it.
I'm not saying that's the reason. I know. I'm just super. Everyone knows how excited I was for Sonny Kiss to be signed, and it's like, oh, great.
What the hell is it?
They signed him to get a little bit of that cool vibe hype because they were going to sign someone outside of that was openly gay or whatever you want to say. Cool, you got your buzz, but now you're not doing shit with them. And Nyla Rose, she's inconsequential in that whole division. Sorry, just truth bombs coming out here today.
Hey everyone, it's your girl, the Queen of NE, and I'm so excited to tell you about my show, Queen's Court. It's an awesome, fun, super interactive podcast led by yours truly, bringing you some awesome interviews, some great collabs, and just enjoying discussing our beloved sport of wrestling. You can find me on Twitter at the Queen of NE, on Instagram at xthequeenofne, and of course my podcast, Queen's Court, on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are out. I encourage you to come take a listen to something new, something fresh, and something that you can only have when you hold court with the Queen.
Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Well, you should definitely be checking out the Queen and Pops experience, because we got some bangers for you to end 2019.
Indeed.
So just want to throw that out there. We have, what do we got left? Mort's Modi.
Yeah, we had Matt's match of the year last week. We've got mine this coming week, and then we've got a special show for the last Sunday of 2019.
Exactly right. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. 2019 has been absolutely wild. Mm. And when next we record, it will be the year 2020, which is crazy. We're starting a new decade together, which is awesome. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been listening. Thank you to Pops and Mort for inviting me on in 2019. And here we are now. And it's been super fun to talk with my best friends about wrestling every single week.
Go ahead, Mort. Give them your final thoughts.
This has been fun the last year, meeting Queen, becoming best friends with Queen, and having her constantly on the show, just bouncing off ideas between the three of us. It's been fantastic. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to the online Twitter wrestling community that I interact with, because you guys are awesome, quite frankly. Well, most of you are awesome. And happy holidays, and let's see what happens in 2020.
I don't think he had anything prepared. Just kidding. No. Okay, so my final thoughts for the final episode of DYWTSB of 2019 are, let's all hope and pray that the computers don't crash and we can be here in 2020 and the world doesn't end, December 31st. I've already went through that once before.
God.
Had water stacked up and didn't even need it. No, you know what? It's been a fun year. The show's evolved, I think. It's definitely changed a lot. Wrestling has changed a lot. There's a really kick-ass episode of Convos with Pops coming up for Christmas Day for everybody. I think we talked about some wrestling. I'm not really sure. Whenever you get Jay-Z and Damian and I on the phone, weird shit happens. So, yeah, thanks for everybody for coming along on this journey with us. Thanks to the Midwest Sports Network for keeping us on. Thank you to Power Slam for being our awesome partner. Thanks to WWE Network for... Oh, shit, never mind. They didn't sponsor us at all. Thanks for being around so I can watch some good shit. Let's see. Well, I don't know. 2019 was wild, man. I mean, Samoa Joe is my favorite freaking announcer. What the hell?
That's why I'm telling you.
Who'd have thought?
It's a true statement. 2019 is a little wild. It's the last time I'll say it on the show. Whoa, weird.
So, yeah, I guess in closing, support your independent wrestling podcast that you listen to, and Merry Christmas, and you're welcome.
This has been your episode of DYWTSB. Talk to you all next year.